Happy Sunday and welcome to the 3 a.m. Knitter podcast. Today is July the 9th and it is a beautiful and sunny and horribly hot day here in Pictou, Nova Scotia. So welcome. I hope wherever you are sitting comfortably with your knitting and you're not battling the heat and the humidity. Anyway, let's get rolling. If this is your first time here, welcome. A big warm welcome to you. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming back and sitting with me for a while, getting your knitting out and just taking some time for you. Welcome. So a few wee bits of housekeeping as always. So if you are looking for me on Instagram, you can find me as the 3 a.m. Knitter. My email address is 3amknitter@gmail.com. Snail Mail address is below down in the show notes. And you can find me over on Patreon. There's a link down in the show notes for that as well. So while I was preparing for today, I kind of thought to myself, I really don't want to put anything knit on today because it is just so hot. Just want light, flowy, loose, right? So I thought, okay, well, maybe what I'll do is just show you something I've knit instead of wearing it. So to that end, instead of what am I wearing, we're gonna do what am I showing you. So this is one of my favorite cowls. It's very simple. It's a button cowl. Big buttons on the end here, some great buttonholes within the garter stitch edge, and of course, you know, it just wraps and buttons, and you can picture that it, you know, kind of bunches up on your neck, and you can show off the buttons if you have some really nice buttons. I just used some plain Jane buttons. This cowl is knit in, oh, perhaps I should tell you what the cowl is first. Excuse me. So this is the Pedestrian crossing cowl, and it is a pattern by Melissa Malabella. I hope I said that right. I knit this out of Malabrigo Rios, and this is, I think I've told you this before, this is my absolute favorite colorway of all time. In any yarn. This is the Archangel colorway. Now I notice in the Rios, usually I use this colorway in fingering, but in the Rio, you're not getting a really good, there, that's kind of more representative of the colorway. Oranges, purples, mauves, it's really quite gorgeous. So this particular pattern, the Pedestrian crossing cowl, it took one skein of Rios, so 192 meters or 210 yards for my American friends. I used a size 5mm needle for the pattern. I also should mention that this is a free pattern on Ravelry. So I'll just click through onto my project page here. From my project page, I mean to the designers page. Yeah, see, there's a better picture of somebody actually wearing it. So you can see, you know, it's meant to have big bold buttons. So if you've got a few special buttons in your button stash, it'd be a great opportunity to use it. So again, free pattern on Ravelry. It says that it's written for the adventurous beginner. It's essentially a lace pattern, so make sure your skill set is ready to take this project on. You will need to know knit, purl, yarn over, knit two together, slip, slip, knit to be, and more to be successful. There are YouTube videos for stitches. Oh, no, that's not what she says. She says she encourages you to search for videos on YouTube for stitches that you don't know how to do. Please note that this pattern has been knit more than 800 times. Text at tech edited and test knit. There are no errors in the pattern. Yeah, so it's a very easy pattern. It's a great pattern for those really special single skeins, right, that you have in your stash. We've all got them. I mean, for me, for the most part, my single skeins are fingering weight, but sometimes, you know, when you go to these fiber festivals and stuff like that, you know what happens, right? You go into a certain booth and boom, there's that one skein that you need. You have no idea what you're going to do with it, but you know you have to have it. And that was the case with this. I mean, part of it was that it was in the Archangel colorway. I will never pass up an Archangel colorway in any weight. I've actually done a few things in lace weight in this colorway too, and it looks completely different. So, I mean, really, with Malabrigo, you can't go wrong, right? Can't go wrong, right? So, if you're interested in that pattern, it's the Pedestrian Crossing Cowl. I'll put a link down below. A free pattern by Melissa Meliabella. Fingers crossed that I said that right. So I'm not going to wear it. I'm not going to model it. It's too hot. But I'll put a link to my project page as well, so you can check it out there. Okay. Works in progress. I have a lot. In all fairness, though, some of them are the patterns that I'm designing. So let me just move on to my first work in progress. Wow. I'm having problems with my words today. You'll have to excuse me. Okay, so first up, I am working on, and this is strictly for me, the Silver River Shawl, and that's a pattern by Helen Stewart, one of my favorite sock designers and shawl designers. So I can't recall if I'd started this the last time we chatted, but I have gotten a little bit done on it, as you can see here. The needle I've got it on is too small, so it's 2 colors. These caramelly sections are worked in short rows, rapid turns, and then there's a little bit of texture, as you can see, in the main color. So you start up here at the top with a garter, kind of garter panel, I guess, and then you move in to this section here that has a little bit of texture, and then these sections are done in short rows. Sorry. So I am knitting this out of my LYS, Natural Ewe Yarns, here in Pictou, Nova Scotia. I am knitting it out of their Gots to Have It yarn. And here are my colors. Sorry, I'm a little tangled here as it comes out of my, so that red, and then you can see this, look at, there's little pops of red in that. That's kind of a, hang on just a sec, there, can you see that? Like, that is a true representation right there of the color. Maybe if I bring this, that's pretty close right there. So this caramelly with the red in it, oh, I just dropped my yarn. This is from their Boreal Forest collection, and this is in the Caribou colorway. That is Andrea, who is the dyer. This is her newest line, or in her newest collection. And then the red is in Cosmo. So these are about 115 grams, these balls. I just dropped that other one, so let me just pull out my working. So that's Cosmo, or Cosmos. I don't know how to say that word properly, but it's really, oh, tonal, it's gorgeous. I'm so pleased with the way that it's knitting up, and this is going to be an excellent shawl for me for the fall. So this is something that I'm working on that I can take with me to knit nights, that I can work on in front of the TV, or when I need a break from the more, you know, maybe labor intensive knitting where I'm designing and things like that. So really enjoying that project. And again, it is the Silver River Shawl by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. This is from the Shawl Society number 5. It is a paid for pattern. So there is an ebook that includes 6 shawl patterns, and it costs $32.25 Canadian, or 18 British pounds. 32 bucks is, I don't think is bad for 6 patterns. Or you can buy it individually for about $10.75 Canadian, 6 British pounds. 170 people have made it, or at least have projects. Out here, far from the city, the stars will steal your breath. They are the only light aside from the occasional firefly. On a clear night like this, the Milky Way is painted across the sky, a silver river of fire. So here is a full picture from the pattern page. I think I showed this to you last episode. So you can see that the sections in this shawl that are the lighter sections are my red, and the blue sections are the short rows, which is my caramel. Yeah. So it's got a really big wingspan, which I like. According to the finished measurements here of the pattern, 178 centimeters or 70 inches diameter across the straight top edge, and 41 centimeters or 16 inches from the neck to the bottom edge. So it's going to be a nice wrap for sure, or a big, big, thick, nice scarf for me if I choose to wear it as a scarf. So I'm looking forward to continuing working on that. Sorry, I have something in my eye. And the yarn, of course, is beautiful from my LYS. You just can't go wrong with Andrea's dyeing. So I encourage you, I will put a link to the newest collection that she has. Please go check it out. It's gorgeous. If I could, I would buy every single colorway. So that's what I'm working on for myself. So from a designing standpoint, I think I told you guys about this. Well, I did tell you guys about this many times. So here is my newest sock, which is out for testing. And I've had a lot of feedback on the pattern, which is so good. Do you know, test knitters are amazing because they see things in the pattern that I just can't see because I've looked at it for so long, right? They made suggestions to me that maybe I need to go down a needle size. Just amazing, amazing. So this is the Thunderbolts Lightning sock. As you can see, the pattern is on the whole top of the sock, right down to the toe. It's got a heel flap and gusset construction, and it is, I did it in 1x1 rib, but you know, if you like something different, you can certainly do twisted rib if you like that better. But the pattern will be written up with a 1x1 rib and just a regular decreased rounded toe. So I am really happy with this pattern. It is almost done testing. Sorry to show you the top of my head there. It's almost done testing. I'll show you. You can, if you are on Ravel, or pardon me, on Instagram, you can go to the hashtag Thunderbolts Lightning socks and see a couple of examples of some of my test knitters. Oh, sorry, let's go this way. So there's kind of the top of the sock as this wonderful test knitter, Knit Granny Knit, is, what a great name, is working up there. I love her yarn. It's got, I don't know if you can see that, it's got that little speckles in it. It's really kind of nice. And then this is another one, Odabod. So Odabod has just started. But look at this one, doing 2 at a time. Woo. I gotta talk to this girl, figure out how to do that. And then not much to see here except for the ribbing, but I just wanted to show you, look at that colorway. Oh, it's like gingerbread. Super nice. So you can follow along on Instagram. And then I also have a couple of people who emailed me. Whoops. I'm just going to pull up those pictures because, well, actually, this is my sock. So there's my sock on. As you can see, the Thunderbolt and Lightning pattern is right on the top, all the way down to the toe. It's only on the front of the sock. It doesn't come, it doesn't go all the way around. So here is another example. So it is just above the ankle, so it's not a mid-calf sock by any means. Here is another one of my test knitters, Sharon, who test knit the Open My Heart socks for me as well. So there's hers in, look at that beautiful gray. Whew. So it gives you an idea. So my goal, and my test knitters are so amazing that they just, oh, I tell you, don't know what I'd do without them. My goal is to have the pattern out by the end of the month, beginning of August. I don't think I'll have any problem meeting that deadline because my test knitters have been, boom, right on the knitting. So that has been fabulous. So look out for that. Of course, there will be a discount code for you, my lovely subscribers. So that's the Thunderbolts and Lightning socks. So watch for that. Okay, what is next? Oh, you guys, I have some exciting stuff coming down the pipe. So you may have seen, if you follow me on Instagram, you may have seen that I am doing a couple of collaborations for my next patterns. And the first collaboration that I'm working on is with Windswept Fibers, Windswept Fibers and Design from Newfoundland and Labrador. So that's the label from the yarn. So I'm working on this collaboration, and let me tell you, this is going to be a collection called the Mama Earth Collection, and it is going to include a sock pattern, a fingerless glove pattern, and a cowl pattern. And it's called the Mama Earth Collection because each of those items is going to include designs from Mama Earth. So right now I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the sock. This here, can you even, like, seriously? So this is the Windswept Fiber and Designs Best Kind 4-ply sock. 75% superwash, blue face lister, 25% nylon. So this is 388 meters or 425 yards. Gauge is 28 to 32 stitches for 10 centimeters or 4 inches, 2.25 to 2.75 millimeter needles. So, oh, it is, I can't even tell you how gorgeous this is. I'm just, that looks close. That's about as close as I think I'm going to get it. So I've started designing the socks. I use Magic Loop, and my Chai Gu needles are my favorite because they're just so awesome. So here's a sneak peek. First time that I'm showing this. Front of the sock here. So let me just get this out of the way. So I don't know if you can see this, but look at that stitch definition from this yarn. It is gorgeous. So this pattern, this sock pattern is going to be obviously cuff down construction. There will be a heel flap and gusset. That's my favorite. But you know, if you've knit socks before and you know that there's a different style of heel that you like, you can certainly substitute that in. Absolutely, you could. So the patterning is on the leg, is on the front and the back. It mirrors front and the back, and then the pattern will continue on the top of the foot. So that's a little sneak peek. This yarn, it's so nice. It's so nice. And then the other yarns that will be included in the collection, fingerless gloves and a cowl, are these. Look at the sparkle on that baby. Oh man, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So this orange one here is called Baked Apple Barons. Baked Apple Barons. So nice. And this delicious sparkle brown is Christmas Sparkle. This reminds me of just everything Christmassy. Gingerbread, snow, sparkle. Oh, anyway. So that is the collaboration that I am working on with the lovely Windswept Fibers and Designs. So I'm just going to pull up their website here. So you can find them on the internet, of course, windsweptfibers.com. You find them on Insta. Her yarn is representative of Newfoundland and Labrador, which, I mean, look at that. Look at that orange right there, right? It's kind of reminiscent of the Baked Iron Barons. So this is, of course, their best kind sock that I'm using, fingering weight. I think one colorway that I'm going to gift to myself is this Mussels on the Beach. Hang on, I'm just making the picture just a little bit larger. Oh, look at that. Woo, I'm in love. Yeah, it's gorgeous. So the designer takes great pride in her colorways, and there's something beautiful about working with Canadian makers and collaborating with Canadian makers that makes, for me, it makes the project all the more special because we are Canadian makers supporting each other. And that just gives me all the warm and fuzzies that does. So I will link to the website for you. I will link to her Instagram for you as well down below. But please check her out, because once I release this collection, I will be giving you the pattern for free if you purchase the 3 yarns of your choice, of course, from Windswept Fibers. So there'll be 1 skein for each project. These are 1 skein projects, but I'll be giving out a coupon code, when you purchase the yarn from her, because that's what the patterns are meant to represent. They're meant to showcase this yarn because it's perfect for the patterns that I'm designing. So watch out for the Mama Earth collection. My goal is to have this out by the fall. I do have to get all 3 patterns test knit, of course, and that's going to take me a little bit of time. So watch for that. But I'll be giving you little sneak peeks in the upcoming months. And if you don't want to wait to get your yarn, go ahead over to Windswept and buy it. And just, you know, save the email that shows that you've purchased the yarn. And once the pattern comes out, I'll get you that coupon code. So that's coming down the pipe, and I'm very excited about that. Then the next project that I am currently in the midst of is another collaboration with a wonderful Nova Scotia dyer. Sorry, where I just lost the website. There it is. So I'm collaborating with this wonderful woman, Emma, from Botanical Fibers. So I am designing another sock pattern called the Sunspot Socks. There we go. I almost said Sunset Socks. Sunspot Socks. So I am creating these out of Botanical Fibers Sensible Sock. So here is the colorway, Happy Yellow. Let me just see if I can, yeah, that's close. So this is 80% merino, 20% recycled, chlorine-free, EXP 4.0 processed. Excellent. Okay, 32 to 40 or 24 stitches, 2.25 to 3.75 millimeter needles, 100 grams, 370 meters. Each hand dyed skein is unique. Yes. So this is hand dyed here in Nova Scotia. I wish that you could feel this yarn, because it is just divine, just divine. So this Happy Yellow will be used to design my Sunspot Socks. So you can check out Botanical Fibers on the interwebs, of course. I will link below. So she has some core colors. Look at that. Oh man. Amelia's pink, heirloom red, Happy Yellow. Sunshine Yellow is made from Osage. I don't know if I said that right. It's subtle, cheery shades, always brighten my day. Excuse me, sorry. Forest Floor. Look, so that's the yellow right there. But I want you to look at that. Forest Floor. Look at that green. Gorgeous. That's dyed with goldenrod. Excuse me, I just need to take a bit of drink. Oh, sorry about that. So I'm just absolutely over the moon to be collaborating with these amazing Atlantic Canada dyers. I can't wait to share these patterns with you, and I can't wait for you to experience these dyers and these yarns. So please check out their websites, and if you are ready to jump in even before the pattern is out for purchase, go ahead and purchase your yarn, because the Sunspot Socks, I'm doing them in the yellow, the Happy Yellow, but you don't have to, right? If there's something on the Botanical Fibers website that really grabs your attention, go ahead. This pattern will work for any color, okay? Now, the Mama Earth collection, the motifs in the patterns are going to be botanically, I don't know if botanically is a word, they're going to be based on plants and, you know, those kinds of things. So really though, I don't think it matters ultimately. If there are colorways, you know, on the Windswept Fibers site that really catch your attention, go for it. So go for it. Anyhow, all right. So that is the exciting news about the collaborations that I have coming up. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. All right, what else is coming up? So I talked about this last week, or pardon me, last episode. I am doing a commission knit for Jody of the Grocery Girls, as I've done before. But this time she has me knitting up a Caitlin Hunter pattern, and it is the Alpine Bloom Tee. So I showed you this last episode. I'm waiting for the yarn, which is on the way to me. Jody messaged me last week to let me know it was on the way. So that'll be arriving this upcoming week sometime. So I'll have to get started on that. I'm really excited because she is sending along yarn to knit this project that I've never used this yarn before. So Farmer's Daughter Fibers, which is super exciting for me, and Spin Cycle yarn. Never had an opportunity to use those yarns. So I'm really, really excited to get my hands on those and get going for that project. So the other big news, design-wise, is that I also have a sweater pattern that will be coming out in the late fall, and it's called the Quiet Peace Sweater. It is an Aran weight sweater, and I am designing that. Using the inspiration from Gansey sweaters. So I don't know if you guys have seen this book before. I'm sure you have, by Beth Brown Renzel, Knitting Gansey's Techniques and Patterns for Traditional Sweaters. You can see that amazing pattern in and of itself right there on the cover. So I will be using the techniques. You can see I've already got notes and things started. I'll be using the techniques and what have you out of Gansey construction to design this Quiet Peace sweater. It will be knit in an Aran weight, I would imagine, and it will be very adaptable to there'll be certain aspects of the design that, you know, will need to stay in there, but in true Gansey fashion, there'll be areas that you can use your own creativity to add design elements. So I'm excited for that. It's a bigger project. It's the biggest pattern project that I've worked on. So yeah, I'll be putting a call out to test knitters closer to the end of the summer, and we'll see how that goes. So looking very much forward to that. So I had a couple emails over the last little while asking me where I get the inspiration for the designs that I put into my socks. And I have a couple of knitting stitch Bibles or diaries, or whatever you call them. But my favorite book is this old hardcover, well, you can see, right? This old hardcover book that is called Charted Knitting Designs. Yeah, it's an old book by, well, it says by Walker, but yeah, by Barbara G. Walker. It's the inside. There we go. Yeah. I'm just trying to see, copyright 1972. Yeah, so it's a, it's an older book, but it has got, great patterns and cable work and mosaic knitting and lace and cables. Oh, I said cables already. It's a great book for inspiration. I don't necessarily copy any of the charts, but I use them for my inspiration to just, a jumping off point. You can see that there's, I sit with my coffee or my tea and I go through it, and every once in a while I'll put a sticky on here because there's something about a design that kind of catches my eye, or I think, oh, that would look excellent in a cowl, or that would look excellent on a fingerless mitt or something like that. And the beautiful part about this book is I got it at a thrift store for $5. $5, right? Now I know that you can go all over the internet and you can get all of these great ideas and patterns and charts and things like that. But there's something about just having a book in your library, don't you think? Yeah. So what is your favorite, if you have, you know, a book, a library of books for your knitting or your crafting, what is your favorite book that you have? I'm always on the lookout for some really great additions to my library. So what book do you have that you would recommend? If you could only recommend one book to somebody, a fellow crafter, what would that book be? Put it down below and put it in the comments, because I know that I'm not the only person who collects craft books, right? So put all your suggestions down there, because maybe we can all build beautiful libraries, right? Anyway, so that's where I get most of my inspiration, is out of my my stitch Bibles, my, you know, charted knitting designs. Oh, the other one that I have that I use a lot is downstairs. I think it's a Vogue knitting. Yeah, it's downstairs. It's got some really great inspiration in it as well. So tell me all about where you get your inspiration. So I was, you know, tidying up my stash wall the other day, my shelves, and I came across this Bijou Basin Ranch skein that I bought. This is remember earlier in this episode I talked about that one skein when we were talking about my cowl, my Malabrigo cowl. You find this one skein, right? So I have this one skein, Bijou Basin. I'm quite certain I bought this in Rhinebeck, or maybe Maryland. I can't remember. Probably Rhinebeck though, because my knitting BFF Lyanne and I have been to Rhinebeck more than we've been to any of the other ones. But anyway, this is a skein of 75 yak down and 25% bamboo. It's wildly soft and wildly warm. 2 ounces, 180 yards, 6 stitches per inch on a 1 and a 4 needle. That's US needles. I don't know what the millimeters are. Anyway, it's in this gorgeous tonal gray, as you can see. I'm looking for some ideas. One skein, and sorry, what did I say the yardage was? 180 yards. Give me some ideas. What do you think? It's so soft. Oh, Bijou Basin. So, yeah. Now, thing to think about with this. This is from it's from Elbert, Colorado. In case you're interested, the thing to think about when you're thinking about patterns to recommend to me for this: hand wash and dry flat. So, of course, because it's yak down. Oh, it's so soft. So I'd love to know your suggestion, or hear your suggestions. It's caught on my watch. About it's still caught on my watch. About what you think I should make up with this. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So that's it for this episode. I just want to share the Knitter's Oracle with you before we sign off. A little bit shorter episode this time around, but that's okay. Let's see. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Split the deck. And what do we have today? Oh, the finished object. The finished object. Look at that cute little hat. All right, let's read all about it. What color is that? So the finished object, here we go. Sweet, sweet success. The finished object is the manifestation of your dreams and goals and the culmination of everything you've been working towards. This card comes with a feeling of exhilaration, clarity, hope, promise, optimism, and even fame. Ooh. If you see this card, it is likely guiding you in the direction of progress and success. The finished object. This card comes with a feeling of exhilaration, clarity, hope, promise, optimism, even fame and recognition. The culmination of everything you've been working towards. So I hear that. I agree. Isn't it great to have a finished object? Oh, I mean, we've talked about it with some of the things from my Whip Mountain, right? Like getting them out of there and finally finishing them and being so happy to have finished them. But I guess, and I don't know if you have experienced this yourself, but have you ever worked on a project so hard and you get it done and you're disappointed that it's finished because you've enjoyed knitting on it or crocheting or whatever? You've enjoyed the process of the project so much that you just didn't want it to end, like a really good book or a really good Netflix series that you're watching. You just don't want it to end. Yeah, sometimes that happens with me. And I don't know so much if it's the process of knitting, if it's the pattern, or if it's the materials, if it's the yarn that I'm using, but I don't want it to end. Maybe that's why I come back time and time again to Malabrigo Archange, because I love it so much. I just don't ever want to not knit with it. Right? The finished object. How do you feel about your finished objects? Let me know. All right. Well, I'm just looking to make sure I covered everything, and I think I did. So I will say goodbye for now, and hope that you enjoyed listening, and look forward to your comments and your suggestions for my yak down and bamboo yarn, and really look forward to getting these new patterns out to you so you can get knitting. And yeah, that's it for now. So take good care, do something kind for yourself today, keep knitting, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.